1989, we had one son that was 2 years old and Louise was pregnant. I like to hunt a lot. I was quickly finding out that hunting every weekend wasn't going to work real well with the growing family. So I had to make a couple of choices. Either I could get a divorce, quit hunting, or buy a place and bring everybody with me. The property is 731 acres. In 1993, we built a 17-acre lake. We've got food plots scattered throughout the property. It consists a total of about 20 acres scattered through 9 food plots. We have numerous groves of sawtooths and other mast and fruit trees to also provide food for the deer. Well, the primary reason I bought the property was for wildlife. I quickly realized, especially when we came up on the problem with what are we going to do with all these fields, I didn't know where to start, really. Somebody suggested call the Hale County Foresters. Made the phone call and got one of them down here, and he spent the better part of an afternoon with me. Went all around the property, gave me a lot of really good advice. When I bought the property back in '89, all these were agricultural fields. And one of our goals was to provide habitat for wildlife, and I decided we're going to plant some pine trees. I held these areas out to plant mast trees, these sawtooth oaks, for the wildlife, and then we planted fruit trees over here. And this persimmon that you can see is covered with persimmons. I grew that through selected bush hogging. I noticed I was just cutting around here, and I noticed this persimmon tree was growing, and I just started cutting around it. And this tree grew up, and fortunately it was a female, and it's been very productive. And every year we have a lot of persimmons that drop right here.
It looks great.
About 6 years ago, we put a high fence up around the property. I had a very good working relationship with my neighbor to the north, who has about 700 acres. Both of us were very frustrated because in the 15 years that we've been here, and we've been trying to manage for trophy deer or bigger deer, how many trophy deer have we killed? And the answer was zero. So I said, if you've been thinking about doing that, let's fence in together. We save a mile worth of fence. And we don't have to worry about intrusion from neighbors. There was some poaching issues that sort of would solve that as well. And it just seemed to be a good idea for us. What we do is we plant food plots that we try to have something in the food plots year-round, so we never clear the table. Scott, this plot is planted in Durana clover, and this summer we had such an unusual August, it being wet and cool. Usually the clover, especially this Durana, will shrink back a little bit during the drought times, but it's very drought tolerant. And but this August, with the cool, wet conditions, it grew up like it does during the spring. It was very plush and covered this entire food plot. Well, we planted the first plot of pines in 1993. It was 50 acres. And it's about that same time we were winding up the farming operation here. Scott, you know, one of the goals when I first got the property was to bring these agricultural fields into timber production and provide a diverse patchwork environment for the wildlife. I love doing prescribed burning. The turkeys love it. It's fun to do, and Scott and the other guys from the Hale County Foresters come down here and help me do that. They cut the fire lanes and help me get the fires going, make sure they stay under control. Every year we do Classroom in a Forest here on the property. All the Hale County Foresters come in and basically put this program on. I'm just providing the land to do it. Louise and I take care of the farm. You're looking at our caretaker staff. And Louise has her little tractor. She takes care of the yard around the house. She does the gardens. The other 720-something acres out here is my garden.
Family. I think that's been very important for both of us since the kids, you know, we have really raised them here. We were TV-free zone for many years. For two people that have come from the city that knew absolutely nothing about, you know, taking care of timber, you know, land management, stewards, and I think that's what makes it, you know, getting this award has been so humbling for us because we have learned so much. It's just been great.